Previously on Power Reviews.
I'm you, Shadow Archetype.
There's nothing.
What happened to Mitch and Mary?
They've been partnered with Alphabet Soup.
They're not human.
They needed access to my workstation while we were scattered across dimensions.
That portal gate is supposed to lead back home.
But not your home. Ours!
Mundus!
Hi!
Some kind of fluctuation in the cross-dimensional continuum.
Let's finish this thing.
Too many questions are in need of answers.
Welcome to year 3. I wasn't really thinking Easter.
It's the 4th of July.
Labor Day?
It's Guy Fawkes Day.
Hypersensitive to aberrations in the space-time continuum. What happened to year 3?
And now, Database Rangers Power Review.
What happened to...
Year 3. What happened to it?
What are you talking about?
Year 3, 2015. We were all supposed to be celebrating New Year 2015.
But that was a year ago.
No, it was today. It must be the temporal distortions.
What about them?
We all know they've been getting worse. Something must have happened to throw everything into overdrive.
That's ridiculous. No one else has detected any aberrations in the time stream.
I'm telling you, it's happening. Just check the workstation.
Fine. But I'm telling you that we're experiencing a temporal phenomenon unlike anything that I've ever seen. What?
I knew it.
These readings are all over the map. Literally all over the map. The fluctuations are rippling across the dimensional spectrum. Whatever is happening, it's happening everywhere.
Can you tell where it started?
I'm scanning the globe as we speak, but the largest storm of temporal activity is definitely local.
Is that what just happened here? Everything was rushing by super fast and then slowed way down before kind of evening out again.
It sounds as if we were caught up in a temporal tidal wave. It propelled us forward before crashing back into the main time stream, creating massive ripples everywhere else.
Okay, so invisible storm, invisible surfing. Fun times.
And it looks as if the epicenter is Alphabet Soup.
Oh. No.
Do you guys know what's happening?
We think. We know. This is our fault.
What?
What are you talking about?
We're not.
Sure, because
We can't remember.
Please don't tell me that you have amnesia too.
Okay. We won't tell you.
Look, guys, you masterminded everything with Alphabet Soup, but we're willing to give you the benefit of the doubt because of Mayo's exorcism spell and because of your help with the portal gate. The whole reason we invited you here to the party tonight was to get your side of the story.
We like stories.
I know you do. So, how about this? Think of it like you're telling a story. I'll even help you. I'll tell you a story, and we can take turns, okay?
Really?
Seriously? You must be joking.
Okay.
Great. Now, this is a story about crazy energy readings and secret agendas and friends learning to trust one another. It's episode 35 of Power Rangers Ninja Storm. A gem of a day.
Hunter, the Crimson Thunder Ranger, motorbikes out to have some private time and reflect on his past. He remembers growing up in the Thunder Ninja Academy with Blake, seeing all his fellow ninjas captured by Lothor's forces, and finally fending off Lothor, shattering the Gem of Souls, and meeting with the ghosts of his lost adopted parents. In other words, basically bringing everyone back up to speed on his origin story.
Now, Mitch, Mary, let's start at your beginning.
Okay. We don't remember.
when we
We're me.
and me,
Before.
we became
Us. Does that help?
I'm going back to tracking temporal surges.
So anyway, Cam, the Green Samurai Ranger, is in the nearby quarry, tracking a mysterious surge of radiation with a set of clip-on circuit boards, and discovering that his teammate might just be sitting right on top of the answers he's looking for. But it looks like getting the truth out of him might just be a little bit more painful than he thought.
You have got to lay off the caffeine.
We've heard that makes you hyper.
Yeah.
Though hesitant to answer, Hunter suggests the source of the radiation may have come from Zurgane's broken sword, which he had just recently found nearby, prompting both of them to wonder exactly what has happened to Lothor's top general.
So maybe you guys could explain exactly what happened at Alphabet Soup.
Well...
Yes?
On Lothor's ship, Vexicus tries to explain his reasons for destroying Zurgane, claiming that the general had given him nothing but failure, and reminding Lothor that this had been his last chance.
So, in the end, I did you a favor.
We just wanted to be helpful.
Well, you picked a funny way to show it.
Oddly enough, this seems to work, though Lothor does make him super pinky promise with cherries on top not to do it again without permission.
We never meant to hurt anyone at all.
You slammed me into your ceiling twice and then tortured me with forced lightning.
But we didn't.
Destroy you?
Doesn't that
Count for something?
Miraculously, Lothor not only forgives him, but makes him his new top general, giving his senior general, Chubo, the random job of tracking down his mysteriously tardy nieces, while Vexicus plots the creation of Condortron, and sets to work finding the last piece he needs to accomplish his job of defeating the Power Rangers.
Oh, we had a job.
2 jobs.
First, to help Alphabet Soup
With their...
experiments.
And the other
Was to gain your trust.
My trust?
Yes.
Why?
Because it was our job.
This is getting us nowhere.
At the very least, Lothor is smart enough to send the loyal Motodrone to keep an eye on the duplicitous fish.
I'm running out of generals I can trust.
Look. Just tell us. Who were you working for?
Our master.
The darkness.
The one who wears your face.
So it's true. He is behind all this. And how long have you been working for him?
As long as...
We can remember.
So even back when you first invited me over. That's what I thought. Looks like you were wrong, Kay. That wasn't some psionic construct. It wasn't some manifestation of my subconscious or my shadow self or whatever else that thing was claiming to be. It was out there long before I ever saw it. Looks like I've got a genuine, bona fide, real-life evil twin. I guess I should count myself lucky he didn't turn me into a guinea pig.
What?
Never mind.
Down in Ninja Ops, the shorter, furrier Watanabe twin looks on as his son brings up some surprisingly low-angled satellite footage of Zurgane's destruction at the hands of Vexicus, which has all the Rangers wondering why their enemies seem to have suddenly turned against one another.
Stop. This doesn't make any sense. If this creature really were your alternate universe counterpart, it would have presented an identical biosignature. This dark database had no biosignature.
Can we please not call him that? Please, tell us that's not his name.
We just called him Master.
Great. Well then, let's go with the closest thing to a name he gave me. The Landlord.
So, now that we have a name, that brings us to our next question. What is he up to?
I suspect Lothor has an even more sinister plot in mind.
We don't know.
Deciding to take advantage of the power struggle in Lothor's lair before his greater plans have a chance to take form, Sensei tells the Rangers that it's finally time to go on the offensive and attempt the rescue of all the captured ninjas. Although the greater mystery at work here is why it's taken them almost 35 episodes to even bother trying.
Seriously, what's the thought process here?
Although none of the others have any ideas on how to break through the powerful energy shield on Lothor's ship, Hunter thinks he might have a way, and heads off alone back to the old thinking rock. Buried nearby is a small pouch, but before we get a chance to find out what he squirreled away inside, Vexicus and Condortron swoop in to attack.
What about that whole demon attack on Alphabet Soup? Was that part of your job?
Sort of. We were supposed to
Help Alphabet Soup.
open the portal.
And stop anyone
Who got in our way?
Determined not to let them get to the pouch, Hunter morphs into the Crimson Thunder Ranger, quickly drawing the attention of all his friends back home.
And you called the other side home. Is that where you come from?
Yes, and...
No, and
It's complicated.
I'm getting that impression.
So now the other Rangers morph and race in to help Hunter. But then Motodrone and the Kelzacs jump in to bail out Vexicus and Condortron, so half the Rangers shoot lasers out of their bikes while Tori and Blake jump off their bikes to destroy Motodrone's bike, and Hunter summons his Ninja Glider bike to go after Condortron. But then Vexicus and Condortron crash his Ninja Glider bike, which Motodrone then takes credit for,
Lucky I came when I did.
despite not actually accomplishing anything and leaving the moment Vexicus asks him to.
We will leave you this time, but beware, I'm watching you.
Making him quite possibly the least effective spy ever.
Look, let's just keep things direct and to the point.
Okay, the us that came from there,
Was not the we made from
the me
or me.
that came from here.
Does that clear things up?
I'm not even going to pretend I understood that.
Just like I also don't understand why on earth Vexicus would send Condortron home when he now has 6 Rangers to deal with instead of 1. Or why he even bothered with Condortron in the first place, since apparently he's more than capable of playing Puppet Master with those 6 Rangers all on his own. Or why after pulling his Land Shark attack, yes, Land Shark attack, he just decides to pack up and go home.
So the point of the battle was...
The gem.
What gem?
The Gem Souls.
The portal.
the portal.
The portal?
The portal gate.
But I threw it into the ocean.
But I closed the portal.
Not all of it.
Not in time.
What are you talking about? We got rid of the demons, defeated the Omega agents, and even got Alphabet Soup themselves to destroy the portal gate when it started to... Of course! The fluctuation in the cross-dimensional continuum. That would be what triggered the temporal storm.
That. What can you two tell us about that?
Nothing. We knew it had to happen.
And when it had to happen.
But not what it was.
And the landlord didn't tell you anything about it?
We didn't ask.
Well, it's something, right? So maybe Kay can do a targeted scan to figure out what's going on? It's not that simple. The shielding on the Alphabet Soup facility is preventing me from getting a proper read.
Then I'll just teleport over there and get the readings myself.
Database, a word in private.
Sure. Guys, some privacy, please?
Okay.
How do we know this isn't another trap?
Guy's right. Remember the last time you went to Alphabet Soup for them?
I know it's a risk, but you guys have a better suggestion?
Yes. Us.
What?
You're not the only teleporter anymore. I can get us in and out of there, and Guy knows that place better than anyone else.
We won't engage. This will be pure reconnaissance.
You expect me to stay here and do nothing while you two risk your lives?
No, we expect you to stay here and keep an eye on those super unstable, superpowered sweethearts.
If anything goes wrong, we need you here.
All right, fine. Kay, did you get all that?
Affirmative. Let's get to work.
Okay. Back to story time, guys.
Yay!
So apparently the Gem of Souls was the source of the radiation all along. It turns out that after Hunter had seen the spirits of his parents, he decided to keep 2 fragments for himself, in hopes of one day reconnecting with them again. A secret that his brother Blake is none too happy about.
I understand that sometimes your loss is difficult to accept. But what's done is done. You can never go back in time.
Not without a scroll or something?
You see, that's a reference to how Cam went back in time to retrieve his samurai powers, which inadvertently led to Lothor getting banished from the Earth in the first place, thus allowing him the opportunity to amass his alien army, thus kicking off the events of the series to begin with.
A story for another time, I think.
Oh, right.
Hunter offers the gem fragments as a means to break through Lothor's energy field and rescue the captured ninjas. Meanwhile, on board the ship, the Big Bad himself checks in with Chubo, who claims that Mara and Capri are working on a plan to take over the world themselves, while Vexicus not so subtly tosses some threats at Motodrone's even less subtle spying.
I think Sergei had some orders like that once, and look what happened to him.
All in all, a pretty hostile working environment.
Ready to head back to your old stomping grounds?
Let's do it.
Cam suits up and takes off in the brand new Dragon Force vehicle, now equipped with gem-tipped super density drills specially designed to bust through his uncle's shields. Unfortunately, his efforts don't go unnoticed, as Lothor and Vexicus immediately open fire and send down a jumbo-sized Condortron to distract the others. Even so, the Green Samurai Ranger still manages to breach the shields long enough to teleport through.
Ow.
Oh, I hate air vents.
Once on board the ship, it doesn't take long for Cam to find the captured ninja students. But with the other Rangers battling Condortron and the Storm and Thunder Megazords, he's left without backup. And it doesn't take much longer for Lothor and the Kelzacs to find him, too.
Let's move quick. We don't want anyone finding us.
Right.
Cam does his best to fend off the Kelzacs, even activating his Super Samurai mode, which, unlike later Super Samurai modes, surprisingly involves him getting rid of a shiny broad-shouldered vest, but it's still not enough, and he ultimately is forced to retreat from the ship to go help his friends deal with Condortron.
I will be back. I promise.
Promise me we'll never have to come back here again.
Let's hope.
He joins the others in the Samurai Star Megazord just in time, summoning the Ninja Firebird and combining with their two Megazords to form the Hurricane Megazord, activating their Typhoon power attack and destroying the evil Condortron once and for all.
Yay?
Yay.
Yay!
Back on the ship, Motodrone prepares to make his report to Lothor, but Vexicus is quick to swoop in and snatch it away.
Says here, Vexicus, that me, was disloyal, disobedient, and maybe planning to take over the ship. Now, why would you report something like that?
This doesn't make any sense.
Let me take a look. What the?
Things quickly come to blows between the two generals, as Vexicus refuses to allow Lothor to be warned about his plans. And when Motodrone refuses to back down, the weaker general soon meets his demise at the hands of the villainous bounty hunter.
Oh my. That's not...
Very nice.
No, it is not.
When Mera and Capri finally appear and happen upon Motodrone's molten remains, Vexicus jokingly tries to brush them off, but they're too caught up in their own plans to even worry. Down on Earth, though, Hunter's return to his thinking rock, full of worry over the missing ninjas. But Cam reassures him that he'll get the Dragon Force vehicle up and running again soon. And thanks to the gem shards, it's only a matter of time before they're back home, safe and sound.
And that's the end of the episode. So, what did you think of it?
Well...
Yes?
We liked it.
I'm glad.
We especially...
Like the parts.
We're the Rangers.
Forgave Hunter.
And we're Lothor.
Forgave Vexicus.
Isn't forgiveness nice?
Well, it's a bit more complicated than that. You see, Hunter was keeping a secret, but it was a secret that wasn't really hurting anybody.
At least not until Vexicus came looking for it, which raises the question of why no one had detected the gem before now, which goes hand in hand with why no one bothered to attempt to rescue the kidnapped ninjas before now. So the fact that he kept it secret for so long actually raises fewer questions of why and more questions of how, but that's a whole separate matter.
The point is, he came clean on his own, and had some pretty deep emotional reasoning for keeping things private. And even then, he had to make a sacrifice for the sake of the greater good, and still had to contend with feelings of betrayal from his younger brother after the fact.
Oh.
Now, as far as Lothor and Vexicus, the end of this episode made it pretty clear that Vexicus was not worthy of anyone's trust, especially considering how he destroyed Motodrone.
Good point.
True, it would later be revealed that Lothor wanted all his generals to destroy one another as part of a long-term gambit to crack open the abyss of evil, which in retrospect really doesn't make a whole lot of sense as a plan, since it just meant destroying his entire army one by one in order to resurrect them all at once, instead of, oh, I don't know, using his entire army from the get-go, but Lothor really never was nearly as smart as he thought he was.
That sounds confusing.
Now you know how I feel. I mean, it could be argued that it was all part of perpetuating a stable time loop in order to ensure that he would regain the lost samurai amulet and eventually take all the ranger powers for himself, but at this point we're getting off topic.
What was that?
Topic again?
Overall, despite the battle for the gem having rather flimsy logic and Motodrone's spy subplot being weakly executed, this episode did a pretty great job not only tying some early plot elements into Hunter's long-term pathos, but also into potentially resolving a series-long plot thread. And they balanced that all well with the running subplot of Vexicus's play for power aboard Lothor's ship, with both plots together presenting a tipping point in the season, pushing the stories of both the heroes and villains towards their eventual endgame.
So, what does that mean?
Mean for us.
We'll have to wait and see.
Got it.
Mayo and Guy sent you the data?
Affirmative. Maybe now I can get a proper read on what exactly is going on.
But what about...
Hey guys.
Are you two okay?
Oh, yeah, great. Just still getting used to the whole teleporting thing.
Well, you guys did great. Looks like you found exactly what Kay was looking for.
That's not all we found.
What do you mean?
Alphabet soup. All the agents at Alphabet Soup.
What?
They're all gone.